It's about to go down.
You are listening to WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com, and hosted by
You are listening to the incredible
Nova Phoenix and LK Mason.
This is WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio. I am your host, Nova Phoenix, and we have a special episode with the lady, Miss T. She is works behind the curtain in the music business. Not everybody likes to be in front of the camera or, singing on the mic. She likes just mixing it up with various people in the game. But we're going to talk about a little bit about the music business in the digital era, how artists could be more knowledgeable, and what is lacking in 2018. So without further delay, let's get into the phone zone. Come on.
Hello.
You're in the phone zone with Nova Phoenix and LK Mason on GCOM Radio.
It's WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, and we are dialed into the phone zone. This is Nova Phoenix and LK Mason right here. What's up, LK?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Okay, so we are just following up with last week's show. They were talking about the music business and the independence and what's going on with it, especially with the changing landscape of the business in the digital era that we are in today. So, as a part two, we do have a special guest coming out of ATL, Georgia. I would like to introduce to you one of those hidden gems in the music business. Not everybody's in the front of the camera. There are a lot of important moving parts behind the camera and mic and all sorts of things. She is a veteran. She's worked with many artists from the A-list to emerging talents. And from what I hear, it was never supposed to be this way, but she will kind of explain her amazing journey. So let me introduce to you Miss T. How are you doing, Miss T?
Hello. How are you?
Fantastic. So
that good, huh?
So I want to let folks, the audience, know just who Miss T is and what you've done. So just give a little bit of your background.
Well, I've been in the music industry over 23 years. I started in the music industry because I just came out of corporate to have a baby. I met Tiny's mom at a carpet store. We were just buying carpet, but I didn't know who she was. I had a truck.
Nope.
My carpet wasn't in. So she said, I wish I had a truck so we could move your carpet, my carpet. I said, oh, don't worry about it. Just throw it on the back of my truck and just tell me where you want to drop it off. And we've been friends ever since, and I've been working ever since. I never intended to into the business at all.
And Tiny is?
Tiny is T.I.'s wife, and Tiny is one of the members of Xscape.
Okay, so fantastic.
I was pregnant with my daughter at the same time she was pregnant with Zanique, and so we have been friends ever since.
Okay,
working partners, or whatever, however you want to put it. I work for Kandi. People don't know that when Kandi started off with her projects, and when she became solo and everything she was working on, she had one employee during the course of her success up into her marriage to Todd. One employee, and that was me. No one else. I worked for Kandi the whole time when she was gaining success. I was in the background. She had no one else.
So you handled everything from A to Z.
Everything.
For these artists.
I was Xscape business manager, personal manager, road manager. I made their clothes. I did everything.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So it was mainly Tiny and Xscape and working with Kandi and all of them.
And Tamar Braxton.
Okay, Tamar. Okay, fantastic.
I've worked with other Braxton sisters also, doing different things.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so based on all the work that you've done in the music business, what do you think about the change in the music business today, especially in this digital era?
Well, the change could be the main thing that I see that would be a great thing is what happens is when old things become oversaturated with things and they lose control over it, and you start putting people in place that really shouldn't hold a position, it kills the momentum of that position. So A&Rs became so norm, and they started hiring A&Rs that really could not be A&Rs, so the business started dying anyway. So they had to make a change, and the change was great at the beginning, but now you're going through a change where they have so many things under the table that the digital era is going to fail also because it's overdone now. So when you start allowing things that shouldn't be start taking place and holding positions that they can't hold, when people start losing revenue, then a new change has to come in to fix that. Because when they had the A&Rs and they had to do so much payola, so many things that were done under the table that wasn't to the benefit of the artist or to the benefit of the music, that's when it died and a change came in. So the same thing is happening now with digital. Now so many people can just spend money and not focus on their craft. So people are left empty. So with that, they're going to bring about a new change. They're just going to have to do something to change it so they can start generating revenue again. It just once it gets bad, that's what brings the change.
So as some say with A&R was the necessary evil.
It was. At one point when people did work because they love what they do versus people doing it just for the money. So you had this era of people that came up and said, oh, I'm an A&R, so they could do it for the money. So they took the budget and they would necessarily focus on generating great music or great products for people to see. They had to live. So
and just for the young audience, what were they particularly at the time?
I'm sorry, say it again.
As far as for the young audience, and some may not know what an A&R is, what was the roles of the A&R pretty much?
The A&Rs were the people who were actually, they worked for the record labels, and they were actually be assigned certain artists. And if an A&R artist did great, they gained more artists and bigger budgets to work with to release music with that artist. But if the artist fails, they would only be allowed to sign so many artists that would fail before they would literally lose their job. And then they'll go to another record label and do the same thing.
No, not a lot of people.
Right. I also work with radio. Radio had a lot to do with it. I wish that BET still was more musically generated because that was an outlet for black music. We just don't have an outlet like that anymore.
Okay. And why do you think artists don't take, with the change in landscape, how come artists don't take more of take more control of the business of music nowadays?
The business of music is so complicated and so big. It would be difficult for by the time a young person would learn what they need to know, they're too old to deliver it. It is so much to understand all the royalties and everything that it takes to put it together. Is not in. No one is putting that in one book. So because I've had to say, I'm going to give you a song. Can you put it out for me? Well, that's not how it goes. It depends on what direction you want to go. Do you want to put it out so it be something over longevity, where you would, something with some substance? Or are you trying to be considered a possibility of a one-hit wonder, where you just want to give me a song, you take it to radio, pay them X number of dollars, go out there, and it takes over radio. And then you could become an instant hit. Anyone can become an instant star if they have enough money to put behind it. Personally,
wow. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, that goes into the next question. Is it because of money that's what keeps artists? Because that was one of the things that we were speaking about in the last episode. Is it like money the main thing, what keeps artists from developing more of an independent, going the independent route?
Oh, yes, definitely. And it depends on, like, when you have an artist, like, because I know how to do hair, I can make the clothes, and you can do the makeup. The more you know, the more talent you have within your camp, the more money you're going to generate. But when you have artists that they put out and then they say, oh, I'm going to put you with the best stylist, and then you're going to have the best makeup, and you're going to have the best hair that money can buy, you're only going to be as big as your bank account. Once it runs out, you are going to fail, because that ends, you're done. Because there's such a big difference between a makeup artist that can make you look great or a stylist that can make you look great versus you going out pulling costumes off the rack, or you getting someone that's learning how to do hair. You can just tell the difference.
Okay. Do you think it's fair that we ask so much from a young artist when at a time in their life they just want to, let's be real, smoking and drinking, enjoying the life from what they're getting? You think we're putting too much pressure on them? No. I don't think you put too much pressure. I think if they want to do it, they would need to bring the A game. I don't think they should be given anything. You have to earn it, because if you earn it, you're going to understand it. And if you don't value it, you're just worthless to us anyway. Your interviews are going to be bad. You're not going to know what to say. You're not going to know how to carry yourself. I mean, there are people who I see that I think are really big in the kids' eyes, but I know they're not going to sustain. I only came into this business, one of the things that I was concerned about, because I was like, why is Red Fox? Why did Sammy Davis Jr. got broke? What happened? What is going on, people? And then when I got a chance to get into the business, to understand it, I'm really concerned about the direction of black music. Because the financial part and the monetary part, they don't know how to make that work. They just won't do it. The loyalty, it's a lot of things that fall into place that concerns me. Because even though we are black, and although we are in America, we still have to know how this works. You have to understand how money works, how money works, not just in white world, but in black world too. And if you don't understand how it works in white world and you just understand black world, you're going to be in trouble. Okay.
If
Any
they
words
make that money work. Make that money work for you, and they don't know how to do it. I can see them get $2 and $3 million. I have someone that I work with that's been making over $1 million for the past 6 years, and their family didn't even know it, because they just hard in on them so bad and just take until they really don't have a lot to show for it. And they didn't even realize until a few weeks ago, this person's been making over $1 million for years and has nothing, because he's taken from them all this time.
Any words, Natasha?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'll chime in when I need to.
Okay, continue, Tina. I'd like to hear more. Okay.
Because when you have someone and you say, "Oh, I'm just going to ask them to buy me a car, or ask them with my help me with my household," or if I just go and live with them for a minute, they never get the chance to conduct business, because they're so busy putting out fires until by the time they need the energy to focus on something that would take them to the next level so they can really make a difference. They don't have the energy or the time to do it.
And what do you think about 360 deals, these deals that are coming into play now for artists today?
Well, I think that's going out now, because it's just impossible. It is impossible.
No artist is signing.
It's impossible for an artist to sustain it, because the music business, the music itself, I understand why they did it. But the music itself, if an artist is in a 360 deal and they give up their money when they go on tour or something like that, they're not going to make it. I don't see how they're going to make it. They can look great, and to the world they would be great, but they probably won't even. Did you hear R. Kelly's song he put out when he said listen to it, he said he's been broke his whole career? Who would know that? His entire career he's been broke.
Wow.
Because a lot of artists don't understand when they come in, they have a reason they pick artists that are lacking knowledge, that won't listen. They want that, because if you have the talent, you lack knowledge, and you won't listen. So if you become big or you get to a certain level, they're going to start you off. You're going to get in trouble because, okay, we're going to have them. We know they're going to do something illegal, and then we're going to get them out of it, and then they're going to sell them something that's not real. So they think, oh, I'm untouchable. Then you're going to go and you're going to get in a little bit more trouble. This time it's going to be deeper. And then they're going to say, okay, for you to get out of this, you're going to have to sign over your royalties to us, because we're going to really have to get you out of this trouble. Then, okay, well, I'm going to sign this over because I'm so big. I'm going to make it. And then you get another thing come up. Then you're signing over more royalties. That's intentional. That's intentional. Your trouble is intentional. They will send people to the club where you hang out, or send people to an area. They find that one thing that you weak, that's your weakness, and then that's what they use over your head. If you're weak for women, they're going to send women to you, and they're going to control you. If you're weak for drugs, they're going to send drugs to you. Whatever it is that you show any signs of extreme weaknesses, they're going to shine you, and they're going to use your talent, and then they're going to control you with that weakness, whatever it is.
Okay.
Is that why it seems like the industry doesn't really like momagers, because they can kind of be that guard between them and between the artists and the companies?
It's not even so much just family members, period. Anyone that's around you that has any sense of anything. I have clients that I'm not related to, and I can give you a prime example. They know that I was dealing with one of my clients' money. So they would send their checks to me. But what they didn't know is I was taking pictures of each check. My accounting, it wasn't about me just saying, okay, I'm going to take this check number and the amount, and when I deposit it, because that's the accounting rule. But they didn't know I was taking pictures of it. So later on, they went to the client and say, okay, this is a list of all the money you've made, which this is the check number, this is the check, and I'm going to give you an example. They would tell them, well, the check was $77,000, but I received a check of $70,000, but they didn't know I had a picture of it. So when the client came to me and said, well, can you tell me why I'm not seeing this much money in my bank account? I said, well, the reason why you're not seeing it is because it's not true. Because here are all the pictures of those checks.
Oh.
So they lied to you.
Wow.
Is that just going to drive the division between you and the artists you're working with?
Right.
And that's something that's done on a regular basis. Between me and that artist, it would drive that artist and anyone they know, because they would go around saying, oh, so-and-so stole money from me. No, wasn't no money stolen from you, except for the people that's bringing it to your attention. Wow.
Yeah, that was a great first segment with Miss T in the phone zone. We're going to bring you the first song of the episode. It is DaPlug from Warren, Ohio. The song is called No Stress. Hear him out.
And turn down the wind. I ain't down for no stress. All my life I've been getting it in. I ain't down for no stress. I've been in this since I was 10. I ain't down for no stress. Bitch, I'm in this just to win. I ain't down for no stress. No, I ain't down for no stress. No, I ain't down for no stress. All my life I've been getting it in. I ain't down for no stress. I've been in this since I was 10. I ain't down for no stress. Bitch, I'm in this just to win. I ain't down for no stress. No, I ain't ain't down for no stress. Since I was 10, I've been getting it. I was young as hell, trying to stay lit. I ain't wanna be just like my pops. All I wanna do was hit the block. Play nigga knock and run from the cops. Play hot and get it just to chase the thoughts. Them little sexy thing with all the top. That stay sucking on lollipop. Had a lot of stress when I was growing up. Didn't have my dad hardcore as fuck. So a nigga like me can't give a fuck about nobody but grandma, bro. We moved in and out of different cribs. House packed as fuck from my auntie kid. Got SSI just to keep me fly. Took Ridley for it, that's no lie. I was bored as hell, nigga, oh well. I felt like I was the shit. With that money coming in every month, I felt like I was getting rich. Got everything that I wanted. Go to school to stunt on my opponents. Got kicked out cause my dirty mouth, a little nigga like me was on it. With the chip teeth brace to the back, looking for a little ass I can smack. Mama sent me off to be with my dad, but I stole too much, so he sent me back. With the chip teeth brace to the back, looking for a little ass I can smack. Mama sent me off to be with my dad, but I stole too much, so he sent me back. Fuck stress. I ain't down for no stress. All my life I've been getting in. I ain't down for no stress. I've been in the
I'ma say it for those who don't know my name, they call me.
It's WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio.
Oh yeah.
Crushing through those speakers and headphones.
It's on.
I've been in this since I was 10. I ain't down for no stress. Bitch, I'm in this just to win. I ain't down for no stress. No, I ain't down for no stress. Now that I'm grown and I'm home alone, getting all these hoes, counting all this dough. Still got a lot of stress on my dome. Child support will never ever leave me alone. Still keep a chrome as a chaperone. Case I gotta put one in a nigga dome. I'm affiliated to annihilate a nigga if he ever disrespect the throne. They gon' love this song, they gon' sing along. It's gon' put me on, always gon' be gone. By my mama home, she would never have to worry about selling stamps no more. We on marble flow, spending all this dough. Everything is gold, this is what I know. I'ma make sure I get rich so I won't have to kick in a nigga dough. Keep it on the low, haters come and go. Yeah, they love the flow, watch the money grow. All the way to the silly niggas and their feelings, cause I don't fuck with them no more. I am from the O, where they live and go. If you ain't got a name, you are just a hoe. Coming where I'm coming from, you will never make it if it ain't sports or the dough. Gotta keep it going, ain't nobody knowing how a nigga flowing. Always gon' be the best in the legend. If I don't make it, I'ma still keep going, still keep going. Yeah. I tell him I'ma be the best. If a nigga don't make it, I'ma still keep going, keep going. I ain't down for no stress. All my life I've been getting in. I ain't down for no stress. I've been in this since I was 10. I ain't down for no stress. Bitch, I'm in this just to win. I ain't down for no stress. No, I ain't down for no stress. No, I ain't down for no stress. All my life I've been getting in. I ain't down for no stress. I've been in this since I was 10. I ain't down for no stress. Bitch, I'm in this just to win. I ain't down for no stress. No, I ain't down for no stress. No.
I love them.
WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio.
Okay, we have returned. We just listened to DaPlug from Horn, Ohio. No stress. We are back, dialed into the phone zone. We have Miss T with us, just talking about the music business of past and present and future. So the next question I have for you, Miss T, is why are people so willing to allow themselves to be paid so little in the age of music technology? I mean, as we in a previous show, music streaming is like 0.068 per stream. It's really nothing. So an artist could get 1 million streams, and all they're going to get is a couple $1,000s. I mean, why are so many artists why are they willing to get paid so little? I mean, artists have always gotten paid a little bit throughout the history of the music business, but with so much information is out there, why are they willing to continue to move in that direction?
Well, one thing, most artists that I know, and I know a lot of them, they don't even understand what streaming is. They don't understand the pay from streaming, because I've seen them say, "Oh, we've sold platinum because they streamed 1 million." They don't know the difference. Some of them don't know what that means. Most of them, because I've seen them going, "Why are they saying that? That's just streaming." And they might get a check for $10,000, and then they don't know. That's when they start saying, "So what's stealing their money?" They don't know any difference. Most artists just wait on the check, and they would say, "Well, how much was my check?" And you say, "Oh, it was $20,000." Oh, okay. They don't know. They don't.
Wow.
They don't check to see. They don't know in
accept the
advance.
checks blindly.
There's no business plan when they start. That's what I do. I'm the business plan person that says when we start, if you sign this deal, you have to reach so many people to make so much money. The artists don't do that. There's no business plan that comes along with a record deal for artists to even understand that. I'm that type person that do that. When we go out on the road and they call me up with a list of things they want to do, wait, you're only making $150,000. You just asking for $200,000 worth of stuff. No, take that, and we're going to cut this in half, and then you're going to walk away with about $100,000 because we're only going to spend $50,000. And that's what I do, and I tell them, no, you're not flying everybody out first class. They're going to catch the bus. And then you fly first class. We'll meet you there. I'll bring them in, and that's how we do. No, you're not going to bring a makeup artist, 3 makeup artists, and 3 hairstylists. You're gonna have that wig done here. We're gonna carry it to you and put it on your head when we get there. No one's telling the artist this. They don't know that. So no one's.
Is that why they say? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, that's why they say what?
Is that why they say? Because I'm starting to hear a lot of artists say, "Well, we're gonna move into the movie industry because there's no money in music." So that's more of ignorance on their part. It's not because there's no money. They're just not aware of all the fine details so they can get the maximum amount out of their deals, correct?
Right, but they also not going to know the difference in the movies, just like they didn't know any better when they moved into the music. They're not going to know any better when they move into movies. And they're going to go in there with the lawyer getting the percentage, with the agent getting the percentage. With the agent, they don't know that you have an agent that does music, then you have the agent that does movies, then you end up with a movie that does music and movies, so you've lost 40%. They don't even know when they do that. And a lot of artists that are big, like Lady Gaga, she's so nice, they're not money driven. You would just be surprised. The managers are, but the artist's not. And then what I think the worst thing an artist can do when they say that is they get a manager that's broke. So then the manager's only making decisions based on them making money, not you. So it probably could have been a situation where you probably should have taken a job or a tour with a certain artist that would make you a bigger artist where you would come back and make $1 million on the back end, but your manager was so broke they charged to put you on a tour with an artist so you could make money right then, and then you become subpar and you never became a star.
Wow.
I've seen that happen so many times to artists. I'm like, okay, why would you go out with this artist when you could have gone out with Boys to Men or someone like that, and then they take an R&B artist and have them open for a rap group, knowing no one is going to pay them any attention. It's not because you're not good. You're just on the wrong tour. I've had arguments with some of the promoters, and they say, oh, we have to cancel this tour. It's not selling. Stop. You're mismarketing it. You put out a bad flyer, and you know you did. The flyer didn't even tell people where the tour was. You just put out a ticket and say, well, why can't they just go to Ticketmaster? Because you're talking to black people. We want to know. Don't send me to Ticketmaster. Let me look it up. I'm just not going to do it. Wow. I had to go and Google search to know where my artist is going to what arena so I can answer the questions that people are asking me. That's why the ticket sales are so low.
And that's just from inexperience. Now, can you have, as an inexperienced artist...
Sometimes that depends on who the artist is.
Right.
Say that again. Can you do what?
I'm an inexperienced artist, right, for me. You know, I'm just coming in the game. I have 500,000 people viewing my YouTube or my SoundCloud. How do I make sure that I put myself in a prime position so I don't get cheated? Like, who do I go to? Like, who do I speak to? You know, I'm a young kid.
What direction are you trying to go? What genre of music are you trying to go to? Because I have artists that have written songs, and the song may show up. You may own 2% of a song that's on in sync, and then you own 90% of a song that's on 8 Ball and MJG, and they both play the same amount of time on the radio, but one check will be $100,000 and the other one maybe $5,000. It just really depends on the direction.
Who I go to? I just putting out songs on YouTube, and it's starting to spin. I'm starting to get attention. Like, this sounds from what you're coming from, just inexperience and the lack of the drive to try to find information. I don't know who I go to. Because I was telling with LK, I was talking with LK. I was like, can't we just build a team around them and say, all right, listen, I just do art, music. I'm just doing the music. Can I get you to kind of like be the person in the chair to kind of make sure the operations day to day go right? On an independent level, like is that the way to go? How do these?
If you do independent, you still have to do full circle. You can't tell me, okay, I just want you to focus on the YouTube part of it, and then everything else looks. That's what happens with artists, is because if they would just sit down and write down everything that needs to be done, you'd have to have all of your social media looking good. You need to look good. And then you start saying, like, just say if I take you as an artist, and I don't know anything. I'm going to use a hypothetical situation. Okay, just say if I have an artist, and the artist may be 18 years old. So we're going to take this 18-year-old and say, okay, who's your target? So when they say, okay, our target is going to be from 18 to 25. Okay, well then what genre music? They'll say, we're going to say R&B music. And what financial category of people in that age genre will buy your music? Okay, we're going to say people who, most households, middle-class households. And then you're going to put it out there. So no one wants to do the research and say, okay, I'm going to find that age group, that financial status group, and if you're targeting a black audience, how many black people live in this state with this age, at this age, with this financial background? That's where you go. You don't just throw it out there. Like, you may as well just play the lottery. You really have to do your research. You want to know, like, you don't want to know that you have an artist that caters to people who really like Atlanta, but then you over there with a concert in Iowa. That's
right.
You laughing, but that's what they do. You'll be surprised how many people do it, especially when they were selling CDs. I know they took one off. They said, okay, if you sell the record label said, if you sell 250,000 CDs, we're going to upgrade you to the next label. We're going to give you your own label. Oh, well, that's not hard to do. But then the place where they're really popular, they only sent 50,000 CDs. But then they sent 50,000 to Iowa where no one even knew the artist.
Right.
That's what happens to most of them. So when you're going on social media and you look, if you go in, you can go in on the back end if you have your own website. If you have your own website, you can go in the back end of your website and see who's paying attention to you. If I was an artist right now, and if I was in Atlanta, I'm going to use Atlanta as an example. If I was an artist right now, and I wanted to go to the radio, and it was time to buy ads, if I had $50,000 to buy ads, I would not go and say, give me all these radio stations across the board. I would say, $50,000 go to Atlanta only. Let me blow up here. Because that's going to make people talk. Because if you get enough people talking here, because that's where you're from, they're going to talk to their friends and they're going to talk to their friends. But if you try to blow up everywhere, you're spreading yourself too thin.
And that's not going to work. And then when they fail, they get discovered.
I'm just saying it lessens your chance. Just like when they say the mega millions that's all over the world, what's your chance of winning the lottery? Whereas when you have the mega millions just for Georgia, what's your chances of winning?
Okay. Do you think digital downloading, because recently an article came out saying that iTunes was going to stop digital downloads, just buying albums and you can download it, where they're now totally 100% moving into music streaming. Do you think it's too quick for these, these huge companies to, like iTunes, to move into music streaming, and not really try to, have digital downloading that the audience can work with. Because I didn't find a problem with digital downloading. All of a sudden, they're saying, "Oh, music streaming is a new thing." Do you think they're moving too quickly on trying to jump into that
circle? No, I think you have no choice, because you have too many outlets that just stream. But they stream all along. That's what people didn't understand. Music streaming is not new. YouTube has always been here. I remember when YouTube was sued, and everybody's royalty checks were so big. They were like, what happened? Because they were forced to pay out for all those ads. And a lot of people did not know it. Just say, like, if you have a song or video on that you're being paid for, go in and look at your back end, and you will see how many people really have not paid out. It will say pending, 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 pending. Don't just look at the check. Look at why you have not even been paid from all your sources. It will say it. You can just go in there and look. It's going to say pending because they don't want to pay out.
Okay.
But I think streaming is great. I don't think that you should focus so much on just being the song. Even if you wrote the song, there's a lot more money coming in from so many different places for your music. I wouldn't just so much worry about the streaming part if you're trying to get a song out. I would more work on, if you plan to actually be a visual artist, you may have to shake every fan's hand you have. And if you want them, give them what they want. I think that most artists are failing because they're not listening to the people. They're taking their music too personal. Well, when they have a bad day, their music is very dark. And then people don't want to feel that way. That's how you have a song called "Cause I'm Happy." And you're like, oh, it just spread all over the world because it made people feel some type of way. If anything that I would be concerned about the new music they're having, it has no feeling. There's no emotion, and people don't even associate with it. And then most people don't want to associate with it. I don't know what you're saying. If you send a subliminal message, that's what it sounds like. I need to understand a little bit more about what you're saying. And have I ever experienced that? Do I really feel that way? If you take these younger artists, get someone a little bit older with some substance, someone that has experienced something. And if you're really, really good, a lot of artists don't have to write everything that they own points to. I'd rather an artist take a song that's great that they did not write than to be so focused on the fact that I have to write my music and they don't have any experience. In anything. You have an experience, and then a lot of these new artists, the things that you've experienced in life, enough people don't know about it. So you box yourself in. Try to do something that's so simple that a baby would love it. Stop trying to focus on the fact that, oh, I'm 18, so now I'm going to start cussing because I want to focus on the fact that I want people to know that I'm grown and this is what I do, and I'm going to smoke on that because I need y'all to really know that I'm cool. But then you lost all this money when a baby can't listen to it or a baby can't even understand it. If a baby can understand it,
I agree.
You have something.
I agree. Yeah. Because the music itself, that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I do agree. A lot of the music is like really raunchy, just for raunchiness' sake. I'm like,
right.
I'm like, what? Why?
You want to know who
that?
screams the most? Baby. When I'm in the car, the baby in the back seat streaming the whole time. Barney, everyone else except your music. I thought that Jay-Z was ingenious when he used the nursery rhymes in his songs. So he's so famous now because all those kids that was listening to nursery rhymes bought his songs that are still his fans.
Right.
Because he catered to them. So the kid only heard Hard Knock Hard Knock Life. So then you have the white kids that understood it, you had the black kids that understood it, you had the whole family wanted to hear it, and the other message he was sending to his cool friends, they got it too.
Yeah.
I'm with you. T, I'm with you, T. Woo! We're going to put a beep in there. I'm with you, Miss T. I'm with you, Miss T.
Miss T is dropping gems, man. Dropping gems. I'm loving it. So we're going to get into this second song of the show. His name is Curtis Lux from Mount Vernon. You don't have to call. You don't have to call. Listen to this joint.
You don't have to call, baby, Nana, 'cause I'ma be alright tonight. You don't have to call, baby, Nana, 'cause I'ma be you don't have to call, baby, Nana, 'cause I'ma be you don't have to call, baby, Nana, 'cause I'ma be you don't have to call, baby, Nana. Baby, Nana. I'ma feel you don't have to call, baby, Nana. 'Cause I'ma feel you don't have to call, baby, Nana.
Look, nah, you ain't gotta call. I know my homies told me that I shouldn't get involved. There used to be your name popping up on my call log until you cut it off, but I ain't never call off. Always on my job, yeah, I never took a day off. Putting that OT, walking through the mall. If you like it, it's on me. Been a fuel to your drive whenever your tank's on E. Never been running away. You wish you stuck in your ways. Multiple lies in the face. Never want feelings to fade. Yeah, said I never want feelings to fade. Used to be my baby, but now you got one in the way. One in the way, damn, nothing to say. Tell me when it came to this. Now they don't compare to this. No comparisons, it's heaven sent. Just wanna win. Just wanna win. Just let me in. Yeah.
Ooh, a GCOM exclusive.
On a dot, I'm in a drop and I'm puffing the trees. Got a few bad things that's waiting for me. I know you hate it, cause baby I'm moving fast. I hit it once, now shorty she got it bad, but she never do complain as long as I break them bags. Pull up in a Jag, so now she can brag. I'm in the Jaguar sports car, switching both lanes. Top down screaming now, money ain't a thing. Money ain't a thing, but I'm still the same. Ain't a damn thing changed, huh? This is GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com. Come join, be a lifer. Practice dollar power and build financial independence.
Okay, we're just coming back from Curtis Lux. You don't have to call. All right. That's what we're going to keep on coming with this young and aspiring artist. We want that good music, and I'm loving it. So, all right. So continuing with Miss T. So now, with all those gems that you gave us, do you have any ideas that can provide structure for these young artists today? If I'm a young artist, I got 100, 200,000 streams, I'm doing well, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, fifth song, it's doing really third. I didn't know that was happening. Now they're getting this huge audience. What should they do?
Now, if I had an artist that had a huge song, first of all, when you put the song out, did the song match the image? You have to make sure everything matched. So then when the people look at the song, they will say, oh, you sang that song? You want it to make sense to the audience, to make sure that you have the right package, the right show, because a lot of styles that sound great are very difficult to perform. So you have to make sure that you put that package together when you do that. You really, before that song hit, you really want to make sure that you have everyone in place, because you want that person that's handling the business, and it don't have to be separate people, but you want someone that can be the business manager, and you want someone to be the personal manager. You want someone that you can take on the road, and that those three things can be one person. You want your image to look great. It's going to be very difficult for you to pull clothes off the rack and look great. Sometimes you may have to rent clothes or get a stylist or get a PR. I would suggest that is a real important person to your career, is a PR, because you want your stuff flooded everywhere on social media. As many blogs as you can get it in. You got to have something like some type of gimmick type topic to draw people in. A one-liner that will make people want to at least read about you. You're going to want to capture their attention with that one-liner. Once you capture their attention and they're reading about you, then you want to hold them. So if you have something that's already great to hold them, that is going to be the supply. So all you have to do is create the demand. So once you do something that's going to create the demand, the supply is there, then you're on your way. But that's what a lot of people don't have. They either create the supply and then they don't know how to go out and get the demand. I would suggest if you have something that great, get you a PR and get that out there. Get as many popular people to talk about it. Even if you have to pay Kim Kardashian to say, "Ooh, I just love so-and-so's music," let her say it. Pay her to say it. Even if you have to pay her, let her be your friend. No one knows.
So so we got that fashion stylist. Any other pieces for the chessboard as a young upcoming artist that's getting a lot of spins on these platforms?
Make sure that when that money's coming in, that it's going into the right place. Make sure that your business is set up properly. Make sure your corporations are set up properly, and so that money's coming in right. And don't have all your friends set up your social media and set up your bank account that is attached to their emails. Make sure your stuff is housed in one place, so your money is coming in one direction. I've seen artists where they may have someone set up their SoundCloud, and it's going to be set up this way, and then they have their ASCAP set up somewhere else by someone else, and all these different people have their emails attached to their money, and they don't even know how it's coming in. They'll have someone set up iTunes, and they don't even know how it's coming in. Even if the check is coming, you're going to have someone sending the check to you, but that person didn't tell you that they set your iTunes account up with their email address. So anytime they're ready to get it, they have it. So you make sure everything is set up and going in one direction. All your money is coming in one direction from the same source. And when you pick your whatever your name is that you want, don't make that your corporation. Have two different names.
Okay.
So if people want to come for you, they have to really, really know you to come for you.
Okay.
But when you brand in the same direction every time. Brand yourself with one name. Now your corporation don't have to do nothing to do with your brand. That's just your money. But your brand needs to needs to be the same. Your email, your website, your Twitter, your everything, it needs to be the same. Don't call yourself a different thing on each social media. It makes no sense.
So a few things.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. So a few things that I've heard from you over this is one, having a knowledgeable business manager that knows the business, understanding their target market, know where their songs will be the strongest, and not just throw out blanket music. They should inform themselves as much as they can about the business of music and all the players. And I'm sure there are a ton of books out there, but they just don't throw out music and then just let the wind catch the sails and and then all of a sudden you're famous and rich. It doesn't work like that. The other thing is know where your money is coming from as far as from music streaming. Know, and other sources. Just don't expect that money to come in and fill your bank account. They should be hands-on or be with somebody that could be hands-on with them to know how that money is coming in, correct?
Right.
And then having everything in order as far as contact information, all their platforms under one email address on where people can contact them and such and so forth. So it's all streamed to them and they can keep track of what's happening.
Right. Because even if you take one email, just say if you start off with one email and say, if you want to contact me, contact this email. And that email can service anyone else. So if you change people, your email will stay the same. Keep your email the same, and then like if your attorney needs to be something that needs to go to your attorney, you make sure you set that up. When attorney gets what the attorney needs to get, different people need to get what they need to get, but keep everything the same because you never know, someone may be looking for you that met you 10 years ago.
Okay. And now, is there a place where young people could go to? Because again, I'm from Mobile, Alabama, or Bushwick, Brooklyn, or Warren, Ohio, and I have all this. All of a sudden, this thing is setting sail, and all this and getting all this attention. I don't know anything as much as I thought I did about the music business. Can I contact somebody and partner up with them and say, "Hey, man, this is really taking off, but I want to stay independent"? Is there a place where people can talk to someone to help them along? Because because of these platforms, people have access and they can just throw their music out there. I mean, and sometimes you get what you ask for. All of a sudden something catches fire and is going like hotcakes and they don't know what to do next. So is there some place where they can go where they can stay independent and get that right information so they can be on the proper path?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
it really isn't no one place for them to go because I just told them that they have to be in control of it. So what works for one person is not going to work for another person because you see Beyonce dad never put out another Beyonce because he couldn't. You see Michael Jackson dad never put out another Michael Jackson because he couldn't. So there's no one place that they can go to. The only thing they can do is take people like that and if they can meet someone that is doing what they want to do. Because, like, when you get someone that knows what they're doing, they don't mind sharing advice. I don't mind giving people advice because you're not even competing with me anyway. You can't. So it really wouldn't matter. But what they do is, what happens is the lie sounds better than the truth. If anything you need to pay attention to is try to find your truth. Don't lie to yourself. If you want to lie to the world and you want to sit there and act like you have all this, but don't lie to yourself at night. If I could tell anyone that, because there is no one place for everyone to go, because what works for one person is not going to work for the other. And if you call me up, you ask me, say, it's no one thing, because if it was one thing, it was that simple, everybody would be big. It really is no one thing. But it's so out there. But if you would just package it in one package, people who know, do you like if you're an inspired artist, do you know anyone that has a direction that you really want to go? Name someone that you know and you say, you know what, I like that person. Because what happens with a lot of people, they'll say, I want to meet Kandi. I'm the business manager. What is Kandi going to tell you about business? So I know they're not serious. Like, you're not serious about your craft because Kandi not getting ready to take you where you need to go. Kandi have people in place that got her where she is. Although she is a great business woman, but she don't have the time to be as creative and beautiful every day, which takes a lot out of her. She has people out doing what they do. If you want to talk to someone, talk to the people that's around the people. When the little boy put the song out, that little song that was on Social Death, Everybody in the Club Getting Tipsy. Yeah,
right.
That song was put out by Jermaine's bodyguard, that little boy talked to Jermaine's bodyguard and that song was put out. But if he waited to talk to Jermaine, it probably was never going to be released.
Wow. Okay.
People get caught up in the hype and go, I just want to meet Kandi and I want to meet Kandi is a businesswoman. She's handling her business. Talk to a few people around them sometime and see if they can give you some good advice. Mm-hmm. I've been in this for 23 years, and believe it or not, no one knows who I am. And I keep it that way for a reason, because I only want to talk to people who are serious about what they want to do. And I'm going to know within 3 seconds if you're serious. I've had people that I've worked with, they out with Beyonce, the same people that's been in my house dancing in my basement are out with Beyonce, Sierra, Usher, all these people in the business. They were right here. But people don't know that. So that is what you need to listen to. Listen to yourself. But if they would have waited to meet Beyonce and Usher and Sierra, they probably wouldn't be working with them.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a lot of information. There's a lot of information for you know, to try to pick through, but I think you hit some key parts, man. Especially if in this digital age, their song is just going like wildfire, and they're like, okay, what next? And they get their cousin Cleophas and like, hey, do me a favor, do this for me, and then you know, it don't work out the way, and they get mad why their business is all upside down.
But you have to also ask yourself, do I want someone that's crooked, that knows it, or do I want someone I can trust? That may not know everything, but you can trust them to learn. I would rather trust someone to learn what I need, because I can always trust them and I can depend on them, versus going out there with someone that say, oh, I just know the business, and you know they're a crook. They're just not going to feel what you need them to feel. That's why the bigger people in the business were with, Jermaine was with his dad. Michael Jackson was with their parents. Don't get it twisted. These parents are around. You see Monica with her parents. You see Tiny them with their parents. Don't let people fool you when they say, oh, you need to get your mom and daddy out the way. They ain't really doing that. They parents, the ones that their parents are around, not saying that everybody, Usher, his mom was around. But some parents can't do it. But I'm just saying, the ones that can, let them.
Like Bobby Brown was his brother, and when that movie came out.
It was better for him to have someone that could trust. And believe it or not, they can say what they want to say. It might not always been great. But where would his career have been if his brother was not there? Right. And just put it out there, Bobby Brown is a great person. He's a sweetheart.
Right.
He really is. I've worked with him before. He is. He really is. I think people put out what they want to put out on people, but he is a very sweet person.
Okay, and the final question would be for you. What do you think will be the future of record labels? Do you think they will, because, again, with this digital era, you think they will turn into kind of like musical catalog banks if a lot of people go independent or go that route?
Well, it was always in the plan. I mean, I've been in it long enough to know that they really are trying to merge everything into one umbrella. So what's going on with the music is they want to eliminate as many small things. So social media is something that can be controlled. Just say, like, if you put out a song, and then all of a sudden they make it 25,000 hits in one day, and then the next day all of a sudden it's getting 500 or maybe 200 hits. Like, what happened? They can control social media. Don't. That's why I would say let it be what it is. That's why when I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm not gonna say the name. That's why when you hear an artist say, I just dropped my album at 12 midnight and nobody knew it was coming. And then they sold almost 1 million that night, but then after a while it just died down. That's because they started controlling it the next day.
You think? Yeah. Wow.
No, I know. I'm not thinking. I know. So
wow.
That's why they make themselves very, very popular, and then they start dropping the unexpected with no advertising, no nothing. Because when you start advertising it, they can control it because people know it's coming. But if you just drop the bomb, they don't
that's what I mean. It started with Beyonce. I mean, Beyonce just dropped the album.
I wasn't gonna say no names.
Well, all artists are doing it now. Just put the album out. We're like, oh, what? You got a new album? And that's why I felt like, well, if you're doing the record business part of it, you're doing that. You're doing the marketing in your own way. You're doing that. You're paying for your video. You're doing that. Then what is left for the record label to do, like Universal? Nothing. You're doing it yourself, so why not reap the benefits by getting most of the money?
Anyway,
that's right. You MC Hammer.
Right, you heard from MC Hammer. Some artists just don't admit it when they are on the record label. They're on the shelf. Okay, the little girl Gabby Wilson, that's her.
Mm-hmm.
She's been signed for years. I think she was signed like 4 or 5 years. And then she just put together her own project. That's what the A&Rs are for. And that's what you know what the A&Rs do. And that's what they're there for, is to beg the record labels to see their vision. But the record labels is not who need to know your vision. Your fans need to understand your vision. The record labels can't dictate what the fans want from you. If you don't know what the fans want from you, you're in trouble. That's why when you say you have someone and they got 1,000 hits and they want to know, well, what do I do with it? Well, if you have 1,000 people, tap into those people and find out who are these people, what do they like about it, so I know I can continue to feed them and keep them as my fans so I can grow.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to the people who like you. Don't pay attention to the people who don't like you. They don't know.
Right. That's a good point. Right.
Because in some way, if you know you have something that's great, don't let someone tell you that song not nothing. Like, okay. Because if everybody listened, Nelly would have never come out. Every record label turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Did not know this.
But don't be so crazy to know that when you put something out, when to just say, okay, you know what, this may not have been a great idea. But when you know something is great, you know it because you're gonna feel it in your gut. That's why I say stop. Don't lie to yourself. Stop lying to yourself, and you're gonna be okay.
Okay, fantastic. We appreciate Miss T coming and giving us all the information from young artists and even established artists in this digital age of YouTube and SoundCloud and all these other platforms and Spotify. I hope you guys got a lot of information from this and taking out what you need to know, especially when you're 18, 19, 20 and you're getting a couple 100,000 hits or 70,000 hits a month. Here's the information. I thank you, Ms. T, for taking your time out to talk to us.
Thank you for having. I just hope it helped.
Thank you so
if
much.
it didn't help one person, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, you have anything to say? Anything,
No, I just really wanted this show to be all about her. I know her and her background and what our audience can gain from her wisdom. So that's why I was really just laid back and letting you all talk.
Oh, okay,
and if the
cool.
audience want to just ask you all, if they want to just email you all one question every now and then, if you want to send it to me, I'll answer it for them.
Oh, fantastic.
So look at that.
Thank
That's
you.
love. That's love right
That's
there.
great. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that people can contact you in case
They
they're
contact
like, oh
you.
my God.
They will contact you, and you will contact me, but they have to go through you all, and then they ask you a question that you think that stands out, that may need attention. You can send it to me, and I'll make sure I answer the question.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ms. T. Thank you so much. It has been a blessing. All right, so the last song. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was telling
Okay, so any shout-outs, Ms. T, as they say? You got any shout-outs?
Oh, I would only shout out to QT Jazz. That's my baby.
Okay. All right, of course. Always got to do that.
But everyone else out there knows I want to thank Tasha for having me, and I want to thank you for having me also. But everyone knows I know so many people I could never give everyone. They all know who I am. They all know who I love.
Right, no doubt. Okay.
Okay, so I hope people got some gems out of the interview with Miss T. On this episode, there's a lot of information that you guys can just brood over and ponder on and really strategize. Artists have to be businessmen. It's to me, it's a no-brainer and it's a necessary deal. Artists have to be businessmen. But we're going to introduce the last song for this episode. The artist's name is Raldi from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and the song is called Champion. We appreciate Miss T for coming on the show. Thank you for listening and thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you did get a lot out of this episode. And looking forward to seeing Miss T on the show again. So until next time, y'all, we appreciate you tuning in. We out of here. Later.
So many words, many words, many words. So many words, so many words. They gon' know a nigga face and name. I'm pushing through the process, this my day to day. Give a crutch when I be talking cane. The hustle to you druggies, we are not the same. Got my aura, never seek acceptance. When you see me, let me know you said it. 18, so we probably let her. Show they leave a penny, so I don't forget her. Clocking in a 9 to 5 and out of time and know it's off, I gotta show them all. Banking on me, I should raid the vault. They wanna know who I be with, who be involved. Like if I'm beside me, it's too close to call. Getting hard for me to settle down. They playing stylish, trying to wear me down. Playing karma when I come around. Nigga, I'm blessed, I swear I need Jesus, please sponsor. Kicking it with your bitch Rhonda. City only Mr. Fanta. Prosper, the more I give, I get it balanced out. While you check for me, I check my bank account. Staring at me with the blue face. Nigga only out for hundreds now. Ooh. Energy, all mine, it's just so contagious. Sick niggas spinning flow like he break dances. Never been a one to take, but we take chances. Woo! Go, get what I want, then I want some more. If I'm coming for you, ain't coming close. If less is more, you niggas do the most. Yeah, I like it up here like a bun. Ay, don't call her back when I'm done. Ay, book an info on her Instagram. I book her like I'm a son. Ay, only thing I got in common with her is shorty say I'm the one. Ay, nigga bout to bring the bounce back. Only drop the ball, that should bounce back. I'll be a champion. Ay, you need someone to believe in. This game is so deceiving. I'll be your champion. It ain't go what you receiving. This game is so deceiving. I'll be your champion. I'll be your.
It's 98.3 GCOM Radio.
Light 'em up.
Here's another bang, 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 bang.
Listen
for your ears.
I'll be your champion. I'll be your champion. I'll be your champion. Get him in, get him gone, get him robbed. That is not a problem. You a boss, he a boss, he a boss. That is not a squad. This is not a rap verse, this is a Molotov. Bottle full of Percocet, she don't like Tylenol. I'll be your plugger, I'll be your popper, I'll be your coach. I'll be your work, I'll give you power, I'll be your ghost. Fuck make a truce, let's make a meal, let's make a toast. Yeah, we made it here, they tried to stop me and ain't make it close. All I had was my vision, nigga. Down bad in the trenches, nigga. Heard you clocking my figures, nigga. Stay the fuck out my business, nigga. And I talk with my fingers, nigga. Fucking models and singers, nigga. Stacking bricks like Jenga, nigga. Headshots with your thinker, nigga. Yeah. Bottle wars on the bottom floors with a thought of course. You got plenty guns, you ain't shooting none, what you got them for? I was born savage, ain't became savage, this was not a choice. I held us down, I'ma be a champ, we ain't got a voice. You need someone to believe in, this game is so deceiving. I'll be your champion. It ain't go what you receiving, this game is so deceiving. I'll be your champion. 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 I'll be your champion.
It's WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com for the global community on the next go round from right here to your town.
You already know.
We out.